Nothing funnier than an old white guy using the word bogus. But Woody Johnson, who has one of the greatest names, let's be honest.
What's better, Jimmy Johnson or Woody Johnson?
Woody Johnson.
Woody Johnson's pretty great.
Woody Johnson. You know they did the survey, of course.
His name's Woody Johnson.
Of
His name's the coolest.
So they did the survey, facilities, how the teams treat the teams. Remember the NFL report card about a month ago or so? I only bring this up now because like a day ago, Woody Johnson said,
He keeps saying it. He won't stop saying it, butthead. Beavis.
He called the report bogus. And
It's very like Bill and Ted.
I know. And then they go, well, Mr. Johnson, what part of this report,
It's very Spicoli.
like what part of this report don't you necessarily believe in? And his answer was the whole thing. So it just brings up, sometimes people just have an inability to be self-aware of their flaws. Listen, I know I'm a yappy, annoying guy. There's some people that don't know.
I just don't think you know how yappy and annoying.
Relax.
No, I don't think
Relax.
Spot, back me up. I don't think he knows.
Yesterday I said Rich can never donate his blood because it's full of natural cocaine.
I don't think. No, Rich knows. He's self-aware, but I don't think he truly knows the impact or like how people look at him. Like, what's this guy all about?
Hey, Rich,
like when they don't know you, they're like, is this guy for real?
to tie it back to sports, Rich, Jimmy Haslam admitted failure, the big swing and miss with Deshaun Watson.
Oh yeah,
and that was interesting. Like to be able to, while the guy's on the roster, we talked about with Dan Byer yesterday. I said he's still on the roster, right? To say a current player on your team that you're paying more than any other player on your team, except one, you're saying that guy was a swing and miss. So self-awareness in your moves is very important, not only in life, in relationships, in work, everything. And
it's not even that. It's like you're not listening to the constructive criticism either.
Yeah. And by the way, the other day, to point out, I know I'm yappy and annoying. I was at the LA Kings game.
You're like a grown man, Kimmy Gibbler, kind of.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at
That's
it.
a good. That's,
No,
yeah.
but by the way, speaking of Full House, no, this is not April Fool's. This is great news. Dave Coulier, did you see he's cancer-free?
I did see
Remember,
that.
he had like a very grim prognosis.
Yeah.
Dave, cut it out. So
especially when you call me Steve Areno. It really
stop it.
It really
What, in the HE double hockey sticks?
Yeah, makes me feel like I'm talking to like a Kimmy Gibbler with a mustache.
So I'm at the LA Kings game, and before we go to the game at Crypto, what's that? The sports bar, like Tom's?
Yeah.
Tom's Watch Bar.
Tom's Watch Bar, right across from the arena. We're having tacos and a couple drinks and having some appetizers. And I did catch myself saying, like, man, I am just nonstop. No, because when no one talks for a minute or even like 30 seconds, I'm like, what's next? Like I'm doing a radio show in real life.
You get
nonstop.
anxious? You get all anxious?
He hates silence.
It's a
Can't
great
have any
quality.
dead air.
It's a great quality for a
there's dead air.
co-host. Yeah, I mean, I could have chose better. A guy who never shuts up. That's incredible.
But I'll see grown men like all sitting there, and I'm like, if no one says anything for 30 seconds, I'm like, yo, you guys, what do you guys think about the torpedo bats, right? Like,
Sometimes you can just coexist with people.
to me, I know I'm annoying, but bringing it back to Woody Johnson, I don't think you're aware of you.
I am.
No, I'm talking to Spot.
Oh.
Stop fighting! Stop!
I think
Is
Woody,
it self-awareness or the ability to even take constructive criticism?
Like the fact
because
that
I'll
Woody,
be honest, I think I'm very self-aware, but I'm not very good with constructive criticism. I don't want to hear it.
Neither
I'm
is
like,
Rich.
says
See
who?
See how he deflects?
Says who? Says you? I don't care what you say.
What do you think
That's
you are?
how I
What,
feel.
do you think you're perfect?
See, you're
Do
deflecting.
you think you're a delight?
Here?
Ask everyone around here what they
See?
think of you.
I made a simple comment about how he can't just exist, and he's turning it on me.
I think constructive criticism
Now I hate you.
is really tough. Like Danny G, I mean, you've worked in radio. It's a boss's job sometimes to tell you, like, when we talk music, because we all did radio hosting as far as talking up songs. Your boss's job sometimes is to tell you how to do it better.
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
they would
"Well,
have what they called air check sessions with us.
And how many times in the back of my mind I'd be thinking, well, if you knew how to do it so
Yeah,
well, wouldn't
yeah.
you be doing it?
Oh, I've been
Right? So, like, constructive criticism is hard to swallow sometimes, even though it might be truthful.
I've been in meetings with Covino where I see him gritting his teeth and biting his tongue because someone's like criticizing something and he is
Right? And the truth is, sometimes the what's the old expression about not the best players were, what is it about, fool me once, shame on you.
Fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
That's the one.
That's the one I was
That's the
looking
one.
for.
But to tie it all back to Woody Johnson and, of course, is it the general manager of the Cleveland Browns?
The owner.
The owner, where you got two owners, one showing awareness that we made a big organizational mistake with Deshaun Watson, and one owner in Woody Johnson that can't accept the fact that he's saying bogus, it's BS, it's a lie. There's no way my players would vote anything bad about this organization. That to me is like terrible news if you're a New York Jet or part of that organization, that the owner can't even accept, like, you know what? Maybe there is room for improvement. Maybe there is room for how we treat the families, or maybe the facilities, or the attitude around here. When you just are like, you complained about me, it must be incorrect.
But I think it happens in life all the time. How many times have you had a discussion with your wife or girlfriend about how you could be better? And they tell you what you could do, and you go back to your old ways anyway. You're like, yeah,
I didn't want to hear all that.
no,
I only wanted one thing.
I don't know.
All right, you can stop now.
You're like going through the motions. Like, he didn't want to hear any of that. That's the truth.
Facts. So just keep that in mind in your life, with your marriage, with your boss, with your friends. There's something about awareness. Now, you can be aware and be like, oh, that sucks. I don't agree with it. I don't know. But to be Woody Johnson and say, I was graded an F, 32nd overall as far as ownership and leadership, yet he says it's bogus, can't be true, the whole thing's bogus. That to me is just someone that is not self-aware of what's going on. And you could be rich and famous and be an owner, but it doesn't mean you're connecting with people. And if I'm a New York Jet team member, personnel, that's sort of daunting to think that, wow, this guy thinks there's no room for improvement? Weak sauce.
And then he said, thanks for the gnarly review. Then he said, party on, dudes.
He did say that after.
And he said, be excellent to each other.
Bogus.